Introduction arcs are a very important type of arc when it comes to watching an anime series. If the introduction arc does not hook you into the series early on, then chances are that you will not enjoy the series moving forward. You have great introduction arcs like the Hunter exams from Hunter x Hunter and the East Blue Saga from One Piece, but the introduction arc I want to talk about is the Land of Waves arc from Naruto. This arc is a huge fan favourite amongst the Naruto community, and I think this arc does a perfect job in hooking the audience onto what the Naruto series has to offer. So in this video, I'm going to go through the reasons why I think the Land of Waves arc in Naruto is the perfect introduction arc. The first thing I want to talk about with the Land of Waves arc was how it sets up its characters. Setting up your characters is extremely important when it comes to writing an introduction arc, because the audience needs to care about these characters, since these characters are going to be important until the end of the series. So setting up great and memorable characters that people will care about and are interested to learn more about is part of what makes a good introduction arc, and Naruto did a really good job at this in the Land of Waves. You first start off with the main character Naruto, and from chapter 1, you learn that Naruto is a very hyperactive knuckle-headed ninja who is not talented and is the worst student in his class, but his goal is to become the Hokage. And this is a goal that Naruto will have to achieve in the long run, because in order to become the Hokage, it mainly involves becoming one of, if not the strongest ninja in your village. But as we see from Naruto in the academy, we know that he has trouble performing jutsu and controlling his chakra unlike his classmates. And we also learn that Naruto is an orphan who always loves to play pranks because he grew up not knowing his parents, so he constantly tries to get attention from people. Furthermore, on top of not growing up with parents, he was ostracized from all the adults in the village due to him becoming a nine-tailed Jinchuriki, which was something Naruto never knew about the majority of his childhood until Mizuki told him. And because of that, the students in the academy were told not to go near him by their parents, so Naruto didn't have any friends either growing up. Then once you get to the end of chapter 1, you have Iroha calling him a fellow shinobi of the Hidden Leaf village, and not just the nine-tailed demon fox. This is an emotional moment, because Iroha was the first one to ever acknowledge Naruto as a person. So from the first chapter alone, the audience can already empathize with Naruto from his childhood. And because of his goal of becoming Hokage, despite Naruto not being talented, we are interested in seeing how he can achieve his goal. And after Naruto, we are also introduced to the other members of Team 7. Sasuke is the direct opposite of Naruto, in that he is talented and was the best student in his class, so that makes his rivalry with Naruto something to be invested in. He stated that his goal was to kill a certain someone, and he doesn't specify who it is exactly he wanted to kill until later on. But this alone already makes Sasuke an interesting character, because his story is one about revenge, and this makes us eager to want to see how Sasuke will confront the one who killed everyone in his clan. This is two plot points being set up early on in the story. You have Naruto's path to becoming Hokage, and you have Sasuke's path of revenge in killing Itachi. And although Sasuke says his goal is centered around killing someone, we see that he still cares for his comrades and would be willing to sacrifice his life and goal to save them, which was shown during the fight against Haku later on, and when he gave his food to Naruto so he won't starve during the bell test. And then we also have Sakura, and her goal wasn't as interesting as Naruto or Sasuke's. I mean, her character pretty much revolved around Sasuke when we first met her, but I think in terms of the whole team dynamic and their interactions, I think Sakura worked really well with the other team members. The whole love triangle was funny to watch, and Sakura served as the smart one in the group. And she also had the best chakra control in the team, despite her not inheriting any strong genes from a strong clan. So I think Sakura was a great way to balance out the team. And then you have Kakashi. When Kakashi is first introduced, he is already the most mysterious character in the series. When Team 7 were introducing themselves, talking about their likes, their dislikes and their goals, Kakashi doesn't answer any of the questions and doesn't really open up about his past. He was just shown as a masked guy who likes to read his books. This makes him interesting and makes you want to know more about him. The mystery is also amplified when Kakashi reveals that he has a Sharingan and a scar in his left eye that he hides under his headband. Only members of the Uchiha clan are able to use the Sharingan, so it was interesting to find that Kakashi had a Sharingan hidden under his headband, despite him not being from the Uchiha clan. This type of mystery makes you want to know his backstory and how he got the Sharingan. And you also get to see just how strong Kakashi is and how he earned his title of the Copy Ninja when he fought against Zabuza. So with this first arc, Team 7 were all interesting with different personalities and goals, and makes you want to learn more about them due to how their storylines were set up individually. The next thing I want to talk about is the huge amount of world building that was set up in the Land of Waves arc. Having the world already set up in the beginning already sparks your interest, because it makes you want to learn more about the world and the history of the world in Naruto. In chapter 9, Kakashi explains that there are 5 great nations, with each of them having a village that has one of the 5 Kage governing over them. So we are already introduced to the 5 Kage this early on, and since we know about the Hokage already, this means there are 4 other Kage that we don't know about, and this can hook the audience into learning more about the other Kage. In the same chapter, we are also told about the ninja ranking system that each village follows, from academy student to genin, to chunin, to jonin, and then to Kage. This is already laying the roadmap Naruto has to take in order to become Hokage. And although Naruto became a Hokage despite still being a genin, he was still expected to surpass all the elite ninja in his village to become the Hokage, which is what we see him do as the series goes on. And with the fight between Zabuza and Kakashi, this was our first look at how two Jonin face off against each other in combat, and how far Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura were out of their league this early on. We are also told about how their ninja rank is related to the type of missions they are assigned. The higher your rank, the more difficult your mission will become. And this gets expanded upon when we find out that Team 7's mission to escort the bridge builder to the Lands of Waves was actually supposed to be at least a B rank mission, but they were originally told it was going to be a C rank mission. And that is because the Lands of Waves is a poor country due to Gato taking over their shipping industries and their marine transportation, so they couldn't afford to pay the Leaf Ninja for a B rank mission or above. So we learn that there are countries that suffer economically, which can directly affect the missions they send to other villages. We also learn about how different the genin graduation exams are between the Leaf Village and the Mist Village. With the Leaf Village, Naruto's class had to perform the clone jutsu to pass, but with the Mist Village, Zabuza had to kill everyone in his class in order to pass the test. This shows how different the cultures and traditions are within the different villages. They all don't operate the same way, and we also get some depth within the chakra power system in this arc as well. We first learned about chakra during the Team 7 belt test with Kakashi, where we see him display each of the 3 main categories of jutsu. We learn more about chakra by Sakura in chapter 17, where she explains the fundamentals of chakra and how weaving science is crucial to performing jutsu. Kakashi elaborates by saying how chakra control is extremely important, which is why he gave them the task to try and climb the tree by focusing the chakra in the soles of their feet. And because Kakashi uses the Sharingan against Zabuza, we get some explanation of how the Sharingan works as well. And this was a great setup because the Sharingan becomes one of the most important aspects of the chakra power system as the series goes on, and it was this arc that introduced it. And the last thing I want to talk about on what the Lands of Waves did as a perfect introduction arc is that they gave us some pretty compelling villains, that being Zabuza and Haku. Their whole story was about trying to overthrow the Mist Village, and Haku felt he should become a tool that does whatever Zabuza wishes. You also get Haku's backstory in how his father tried to kill him because of his Kekkei Genkai, and how much power he holds within him. And then he felt alone after losing his parents, which kind of mirrors Naruto's life in that they both know the feeling of loneliness because of their powers. Haku lacked purpose, and when he met Zabuza, he finally found purpose in his life and chose to become his tool. The main theme of the Lands of Waves arc was about ninjas being tools, and that was something that stayed relevant to Zabuza and Haku, because Haku was used by Zabuza, and Zabuza was used by Gato. And this theme still stayed relevant all the way to the end of the Naruto series, with Black Zetsu using Madara as a tool for example. It was even something that shinobi should always live by, in that they should always cast aside their emotions and just do their missions without fail. It was one of their shinobi rules of conduct, and it shows you early in the series just how messed up the shinobi world really is. That's why Kakashi's father, the White Fang, was shunned for prioritizing the lives of his comrades instead of the mission, because he acted based on his emotions. But Naruto was against that type of lifestyle, and he thought that ninjas are more than just tools, and that they should be able to show their emotions as well. And this was shown when Sakura was shedding tears when she saw Sasuke's unconscious body because she thought he died. And this was also shown when we see Zabuza actually shed tears over the death of Haku. This moment is so thematic because it shows that there was more to Zabuza than just being the demon of the hidden mist. Although he treated Haku as a tool, he still raised and cared for him deep down. So to see him cry after Naruto scolded him about it, it makes the moment that much more impactful. He wanted to die alongside Haku's corpse because Haku was the one who made him realize that he is still human. Naruto is a series that is best known for having sympathetic villains with tragic backstories, and Zabuza and Haku were the first among many. It really sets the tone for the type of villains Naruto will come across as the series goes on, which is a huge positive for the Lands of Waves as an introduction arc. And then at the end, Naruto then forms his own ninja way, which is to never go back on his word. This is something really important to the character of Naruto, because it was his ninja way that got him through all his obstacles in his journey towards becoming the Hokage. The Lands of Waves mission was his first look at how the ninja world operates, so he created this ninja way to try and change the world, and this directly ties to the overall theme of Naruto, which is to overcome and break the cycle of hatred. And those were all the reasons why I think the Lands of Waves is the perfect introduction arc, from setting up interesting characters as his main cast, from giving us a ton of world building in the beginning, and giving us well written and compelling villains with Zabuza and Haku. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.